One-point perspective works well when one of the faces of the object is facing the viewer. This side appears flat. It doesn't need to distort by the perspective. This side and this side have the same vanishing point for ray. Straight forwards. In Ray's eyes, like this. She can see this side of the cube and the top of the cube. How short the side and the roof appear is dependent on how close the cube is to the viewer. The side of the cube that is facing the viewer doesn't appear to have any perspective. It doesn't have vanishing points. But actually it does have vanishing points. The vanishing points for this side are that way. They are just infinitely far away. This would be called VP1, and the other one, which is infinitely to the left, is VP2. The situation changes if we start turning the object. While turning, the VPs start moving. The VP1, the vanishing points to the horizon, starts moving to the right, to this direction. So these sides are now pointing here. Ray starts to see more of this side. This side is not facing Ray anymore. In the drawing, it appears distorted. Now we can see that the VP2 should be also moving. Previously it pointed that way, but now it started to move to the right. So this line is not anymore infinitely to the left, but it will now cross the horizon line. And creates a new VP there. And now we end up into 2 points perspective. The edge here is still towards us, and now we have a new formed right side. With the VP1. But because the VP2 has also crossed the horizon line, we need to change the left side of the cube. I already drew the line from here to VP2, but I need to do it also on the top of the box. Then I'll decide on a width on the box. how to make a perfect cube, I will share a link. So now this cube is drawn on 2-point perspective. Lines are either vertical or going to the VP1 or on the other side to VP2. Drawing a 2-point perspective. She looks at the cube and she draws it on this paper. We draw a horizon line. That's the height of their eyes. She is taller than the cube, so the cube will be below the horizon line. Then we're going to do the VPs. We will now have 2 vanishing points. VP1 and far away VP2. Then we're going to do the cube, starting with the edge facing the viewer. That is going to be now nearer to the VP1. Around here. I'll draw a vertical line. If we want the box to appear naturally, it shouldn't go outside a square angle. So inside this area. Then this side. From the bottom, the line goes to VP1. From the top corner on the right to VP1. Then we'll decide on a depth. And we have the right side of the cube done. Then to the left side of the cube. The VP2 is more far away than VP1 from the object, so we will see more of it. The line from the bottom to VP2 and from the top to VP2. Then we're going to decide on a width. Like so. We just check that it looks quite natural. Then the rest of the lines. This faraway edge is of course also pointing to VP1. And the other faraway corner to VP2. Where they cross will be the back corner. I'll draw a dot line to the ones that are behind the box. I have now drawn a box in 2-point perspective. If the box would be in the same position, but higher, above raise eyesight, I would need to draw it above the horizon line. $44mm up here. Other ways, the same thing. These go to VP1, these go to VP2, this goes to VP1, VP2, drawing in two-point perspective, you need to have enough space sideways. I'll draw the horizon line and put two vanishing points. These should be on the edges of the paper. They can also be outside the paper. Just take some tape, tape the paper to your table, then put a piece of tape outside the paper. And mark it as the vanishing point. It needs to be on the same horizon line. That way you can draw on a smaller paper. Then we'll draw a house. We'll decide where the edge facing us is. Check that it doesn't go outside the square angle. Okay, it's good. And then make it a box. These go to VP2. These go to VP1. I'll make it a little bit narrower. On the top, VP2, VP1. Okay, I have a box. Now I want to add a roof, a window and a door to the house. The roof can be as tall as you like. The window needs to be in the center of the other wall. The door needs to be half the width of the other wall. Try to draw the roof, the window, and the door to your box. Quite precisely. The solution is, of course, to cross these. For the roof and for the window, I need to have the center point defined. That is easiest done by crossing, like that. Crossing in 2-point perspective works as well as it did on 1-point perspective. Cross, and we have the halfway points. And now I'll just decide on a height for the house. I'm happy with that. I can connect these corners now to that tip of the roof. The center point on the back wall I can define with these 2 lines. Then draw a vertical line, and now I know these guys. So, everything works similarly than in 1-point perspective, but you just need to do it in 2 directions. You have 2 1-point perspectives in the same image. Then the door. Again, I can do it by halving. I want it to be half the width, so I half it like this. I could now put the door here and it would be half the width. But if I want it to be in the center, I can now re-half this. So half and half. Now I have 1/4, 1/4, and so on. Just like in one, so same here, cross, draw it to the vanishing points, cross, and upwards. And same thing on the right side. Cross, upwards. Height can be whichever. I'll just decide on a height and draw the height to VP2. For getting the window to the center, I of course also need these guys. So I'll do that by halving it also. Halfway, half, I'm gonna halve it way too many times, just for sure. So this would be the other side. And this would be the other side. You don't need to halve it that many times, but this is the method.